All right, welcome back to another episode of Sunny Days of the Racetrack. What are you doing?
Got the Jewish girl out.
L'chaim, Mazel Tov. Oh boy! All
That's
right,
it,
so we
man.
gotta
All right.
we gotta talk about what's going on here, and it's not your mustache this time. No mustache.
Nah.
Uh, the Isles, baby. The Isles have made the fucking playoffs. You called it. You said it was gonna happen.
We're in, man.
And we're
100%
in.
in.
We're
30
in.
game in.
You know they had to
So,
make us sweat. They really did, because I
know.
was not confident in this group. I really was not. But the
It
line
took us
changes that
81
Wa
games.
made, and things are looking good. Things are
Things
looking good
change,
for this
man.
team. And Varlamov playing out of his skin. That's the reason.
Yeah,
we got
and
here,
I'm
so.
happy Roy's going to ride that hot hand for in the
Yeah.
playoffs. So it's good,
Yeah.
good move. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the last few games definitely made us sweat. So
It's good to be back in the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
listen, we got a tough opponent.
Oh yeah, we do.
Played them plenty of times. I think we've played them 2019 playoffs. We played them 2023 playoffs, and now 2024. We don't really play any other teams besides Carolina and Tampa in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're playing them again now. And
yeah, and
it's a rematch of last year, and
it is. And I think we're more of a team than we were last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely better coaching going into it. I was talking about game one. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they played really well, both teams. Frederick Anderson was playing out of his skin. I mean, opponents are laying shots on. I think he made 33 saves because we put 34 shots, I think.
Okay.
And, we had some good chances. It just, we couldn't finish.
That stadium was loud too. Right off the bat, it was a loud.
It's an awesome stadium to be at. It's a loud stadium too. I've been there for an Isles game, and it's no joke. Those fans are dedicated fans. But yeah, I mean, we look good. We just couldn't finish. Palmieri got so close.
Palmieri had a ghost one. I think Barzell had another one. Tzizikez.
Yeah, Horvat had a good chance. A lot of players had good chances.
I thought it was gonna be a lot worse. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially that game one, when you don't really know what to expect, or coming out hot against a team. They got that play. I mean, they got that power play, and they scored right off the bat.
Yeah, and that was rough.
I'm like, here we go. But the kid, man, Kyle McLean comes out and scores one.
Yeah, no, he looked good. He looked good. He's hungry.
And our second period, there was no meltdown. It was
our second period was
our
second period was our strongest period. We dominated that period for sure.
We had like 9 shots to three at some point. It was really, really we just couldn't get. Anderson played out of his mind.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it comes back. And Varley did great too.
Yeah,
Varley did great. And that power play goal that I don't even remember the second goal, but that power play goal that they scored that made it 1-0. It was so high and tight over the shoulder, like.
Yeah, I mean, and it was
you really couldn't place it any better than that.
It was a perfect placement, and it's crazy to think this is how stacked their team is. Kuznetsov is their fourth line center. He's not on their top line. Like, I know. It's fucking nuts. Like, I know he's not the player that he used to be, but he's your fourth line center. Holy shit! Yeah. Like, that's how deep these guys are.
Ours is Tzizikez. I mean, Tzizikez is still good, but
Tzizikez is on the top line, but ours is now. For this game. Right, I think they didn't even have. I think Martin was centering because we had Martin.
Martin had that bad penalty too, man. That freaking Martin had that delay of game penalty, man. That was a tough one. I was like, oof.
Yeah.
But hey, yeah.
I'm glad we didn't give up more on the power play, more on the penalty kill.
No, I was worried. We had a couple of power plays that we should have took advantage of.
Yeah.
But like I said, we took one in the first, but it's hard getting. I'm not trying to make excuses. It's hard getting. It's hard scoring against them when it's so early on in the game in a power play. There's such a hot team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're full of energy. They're very fast. So I knew like the first power play in that first period, I was like, I mean, it's not going to be anything. They're going to eat that shit right up. You want to get it later in the game, at least like when the legs like a little bit like, jello. But listen, it's a tough loss. It is what it is. But even though the score's 3-1, it wasn't a 3-1 game. That game was tight. That was a very tight game. The empty netter doesn't mean shit. But like I said, definitely some great looks. I think the lines are going to work out. I like those lines. We threw a lot of shots on. Just Anderson played out of his mind. And what do you think about the Varley move? You like that or no?
Going with Varley is to me would have been the only option. I mean, Sorokin had a good game against Pittsburgh. We left him out to dry way too much. Schittsburg, I'm sorry. I'm going against my own rules. No, I mean, Varley's the hot hand. You got to go with him.
Yeah, I agree.
Varley. He deserves it too. I mean, he's been itching to get this time to shine again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, think about how much he really played last season. And you see the quality of a goaltender. He still is. He could still be a starter in a lot of different teams.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he's great, and
know.
he's taken us to the playoffs before. So I like him, man. I mean, he's good. He was
I'm
definitely
confident in
tested.
both of them. Yeah.
He was tested. He didn't have a lot of easy shots.
No, he did not. Both goalies were phenomenal. It was a goalie duel for sure. But yeah, I mean, listen, we played well, couldn't finish. One thing I did notice though is we didn't have a lot of sustained pressure. It was quick motions in and out to get a shot on. Couldn't really win the faceoff. I mean, I think we only won, less than 40% of faceoffs, but maybe I could be wrong. But they beat us pretty bad on the faceoffs.
The first period was pretty brutal.
Yeah, first period was rough. But, I know we had a strong second, but we didn't have a lot of sustained pressure in the first and the third. And being able to get that cycle going with the team that we are, it's necessary for us to be able to wear the defense down and then look for those opportunities. That's really how we score. We don't have high flying players on every single line.
No, I agree.
You know what I mean? So we need to have that, gritty, wear them down in the corners kind of game. You know what I mean? And look for those opportunities to score. We're not really doing that, and that's the success to our game. But the thing with Carolina is they're so aggressive defensively. Like, even when we had our power play, they were rushing up on you already.
That's what I was
Puck
saying,
carrier had no time to think. I mean, they were just on.
That first power play was just like it was nothing. It was just a regular shift.
It was a mess. I want to decline these things. We play better 5-on-5. It's just ridiculous.
And like I said, we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. I mean, tomorrow is gonna be Wag got a good look. So whoever Wag's gonna think, that's what we're going to do. They're very, very on top of you, though. There's no very on top of you. Very, very, very tenacious team, man. They don't give up. So I wish like there was a couple chances, man, like that Palmieri chance. I thought we really got to cement it. We got to really capitalize on our chances. And you're right. I mean, we didn't really get much cycles going. There was only a handful of times. Even the McLean goal wasn't even a cycle. It's just like, it's kind of lucky, you kind of just nicked it right back in there. So
yeah, I mean, listen, it's something that we need to work on, and that's where the success comes for this team. At least historically, and then when we're playing our game, that's what we do. So it's a little rough to see them lose, especially when they played so well. But we got to finish. There's no excuses other than the fact that, listen, Anderson played great, but we have to be able to find a way.
I think we got to get that. We got to get that first line needs to work a little bit harder. They need to get a cycle going. They, like Barzal. Think about Barzal and Holbrook didn't really have that much of a cycle at the whole game. It's kind of like whatever chances came through, Yeah. So we didn't really have like a few. There was only a handful of times we really shifted around, did a few line changes, started taking shots on net. It was more just like sporadic, like. Puck got passed, or they lost the puck in our zone. We beat them in their zone, and we got a couple shots on them. That's kind of like how it worked. I felt like, it needs to change. I don't know. Are we home next game or no?
No. It's
first two
it's
there.
2 in Carolina, 2 at UBS, then back to Carolina. Back to UBS, back to Carolina if it goes to 7.
We got to grab one. I mean, tomorrow we got to grab it.
Yeah, I mean, even in and out before we go home, that would be great. That's ideal for anybody.
We got to grab. I think we kind of shocked them. I think they were just going to walk all over us. And even after that first goal, I got nervous. I'm like, damn, like we're like 2 minutes in, they're already up a goal, and that was the first power play. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of going through your head like, oh fuck, like this is it, like this is how this whole series is going to be. But no, man, we got back into it. We slowed it down. I felt like that second period, we kind of slowed it down. Like we ate that clock up. We kind of got some cycles in. We owned the puck. We weren't just like dying to dish shit out of there. It was nice, but the third period was like mishmash. It wasn't what we were doing in the second. We need to be consistent the whole game. I feel like we can't be scared of them. We can't be in our heels. We got to match their like ferociousness. I don't know. Like Carolina's an animal, man. We've been saying it all season. I know the Rangers won the President's Trophy, but Carolina and Florida are those are the two teams in my head that are battling for the cup. They want it. They really, really want it.
I mean, Carolina is
they're no joke, man.
Carolina is definitely even though they didn't win the President's Trophy, they're definitely the strongest team in the East. I don't care what.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
If they're going to do it any season, it's going to be this season. They're poised to go. I mean, now that they added some firepower off, on their end, and their power play is even more lethal than it already was, and their goaltending is playing great. They're already strong defensively. I'm like, this team is ready. And
they're good. They're very, very, very good, and they're very poised. They're disciplined, man.
Yeah,
they're very disciplined.
and Brittenmore is a great coach. His work ethic of focusing on playing hard every shift, not giving anybody time and space. That's what you need to do. I mean, that's what's worked for this team, and he knows. I mean, he's played on Carolina as well too. I think at the end of his career as a player. So he knows what it takes to win, and it's been working. I mean, he's built this team and got them to this point where they're dangerous. I don't think anybody wants to play Carolina. I sure as hell didn't want to play Carolina. I'd rather have played the Rangers. But
I was hoping for it.
Yeah, I would rather play the Rangers. We somehow, some way, play better against them every time. And I mean, they've looked like shit against us anyway, too. So, but listen. I'll let them take the President's Trophy. That's fine.
These are the cards we're dealt with. Anyway. We got, like I said, we never really win the first game in the playoff series. Not that I recall, so I don't really care. Yeah,
it's the first game. It's a long series, but
I think even when we beat the Panthers like a few years ago, I don't think we even won the first one. We could do a comeback.
Yeah.
But like I said. We're the Isles. We never get home ice advantage. We're usually in the wild card. I think this is our first time in a long time that we actually got a Metro spot in the playoffs. If you think about it, right? I mean, every year. I mean, since I've been watching, it's been wild card.
Yeah, I mean, we've been poised to play in better positions before, but it's rough going against a team like Carolina, like we've gone through over the years. Because they just have our number. That's what I just feel like they just do. And last season they made us look awful. They really did. So we're in a,
they swept us. So
yeah, I mean but we were already going. At least we're in the second round, and we swept Pittsburgh that year.
Oh my god, yeah, that was awesome.
That was the year that everybody got swept. We swept Pittsburgh. They swept us, and then I think Carolina got swept by Boston or whoever they got swept
honestly,
by.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 3 sweeps in a row for the Eastern Conference. But yeah, are you guys wearing pants? All right, let's look at these fucking comments.
No, we got a lot of comments.
You know what? Let's look at this.
Let me grab a beer.
Grab a beer. This guy's grabbing a beer. Tough loss. Yes, Mike. Tough loss. That was before we even started the show. Look at this guy. This guy's patiently waiting. Bring back the days. Picking up hot girls. Turn the lights on. You realize what you got. Scotty, that is true. The Islanders are fucking heartbreaking. They really are. Surprise, surprise. This is the team we have. Don't want to play the Rangers anyway. I beg to differ. I'd rather play you guys all the time. The time. I'd rather do that. As much as I hate having to deal with you guys as a fan base, I'd rather play you guys. You guys are a much easier opponent. The best team in the East is who we're playing right now. You guys definitely don't want to play Carolina, so you better hope we win.
It's pretty brutal.
Only time you have good ratings is when Kate is on. Kate told me she wasn't even going to be able to be around today. She said that both of you guys were going to be able. She was throwing everybody off last night. Did Horvat even play? I know he was quiet.
It was quiet for that first line, man. I mean, like I said, they need to get more looks. But yeah. What's it called? How'd you like the kid Ishkakov? You like him?
And Pittsburgh, he's good.
The call up from Bridgeport.
When he played Pittsburgh, played Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely small. He's not strong enough on the puck to play against NHL defenders for sure. But he's fast. He's got a lot of skills, stick handling wise. But no, they need if he's going to be having any chance of making the big team, he's got to put on some size and get stronger holding that puck because he's not going to get much taller. That's just how you are. But he's going to have to be stronger on that puck and be able to not just be able to get bodied off of it every time because he got some zone time. Yeah, but he was quickly snuffed out, and he's got to He's got to get a little bit bigger if he's going to have any chance. Do you even have a power play? No, we don't. It's fucking terrible, Mike. It's terrible. I've said this many times, even against the Rangers.
Man.
When we gave up to Shorty, I was like, I would love to decline any power play. Like, no, we'll decline the penalty. Keep it 5-on-5. It's better this way. Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
First line needs to work harder. Yes, for sure. Islanders' first line is a third line on every other playoff team. This is coming from you, man. I mean, you have such a stacked team. But no, Horvat was on the top line for Vancouver not too long ago. Was their captain, too, so he's a first liner, and he'd probably be a first liner on most teams. So would Barzal, but whatever.
Definitely Barzal and Horvat would be first liners. I mean, those are like the two things that are pretty consistent with us. Suzuki's obviously wouldn't have been, or even Lee wouldn't have been.
I'm wearing pants, Mike. I'm wearing pants. There's pants. There's pants. Anthony, I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Anthony likes to go in the nude.
Ball.
Free balls it. Oh, Kate's calling you out. $100. You don't finish that beer.
It's crazy.
This team is used to disappointing us as fans, but this year it could be different.
See what happens.
I'm not crazy. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not crazy confident. It's because of if it was Carolina of last year and Islanders of this year, I'd be a little bit more confident. But they are even better than they were last season, and that's what's scary. So the fact that they made us look so shitty last time, and we're going up against them this time, and they're even better. It's not very. I
don't know. I mean, I think it happened. So
anything could happen. It's the playoffs. Anybody could beat anybody.
It's game one. You put it in your pocket. You read from it, and then you study it. You keep it moving. It's game one. Someone has to win. So that's how it's going to start. It just what happens with after it. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. You saw Islanders signed a Long Island native and a Michigan alumni. So I'm buying that jersey. It's a double whammy for me, man. Long Island native, and he went to Michigan. So he made his debut in Bridgeport the other day. His name is Warren. I like it.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, man.
Do you have a special place in your hat for somebody like that?
I was so stoked. I was like, oh, my God, he's from Michigan. And then I found he's from Long Island. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Well, hopefully, it was good to have Dobson back, but hopefully Pajot is back in the lineup for next game because we definitely missed him winning a ton of faceoffs. That's a big difference.
He's good.
He's great at key moments.
I see a lot with Holmstrom.
Yeah, and Holmstrom's on the fourth line right now, and that's just a weird spot for him. I'm surprised that Fasching was put on the second line. I know we've seen Fasching with Nelson and Palmieri before, but I really would have liked to see Holmstrom on there. I think he's earned that more than Fasching.
It's like those are the two guys that are always like up in the air, like when do they play or not? Fasching and Engvall. Engvall, I feel like earned it for the playoffs. He definitely made a turnaround the last 15 games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But those two guys are always left out.
I think the only reason Fasching is in is because Pajot is out.
Oh, JP,
that's the only reason. But it was weird because that fourth line was only wingers. There's no centers. Martin was taking faceoffs. Clutterbuck, I'm sure, took some faceoffs.
Clutterbuck had some plays, man. He was moving.
Yeah, listen, those guys. It's playoffs. These guys always play hard.
Yeah,
they play hard. They're just getting older, and it's hard when you're going up against youth. But yeah, I like the top line. Cizikas was working really, really hard. Gave a lot of chances. One in particular for Barzal right in the slot because he was just hounding for that puck and open up that opportunity. So, they keep working the way they're working. They'll be good. Would I like to see more sustained offensive zone pressure? Yeah. But
I want to be in the zone, a lot more than we were.
Yeah, we got to. It's just
it's
hard.
I want that line to get more looks than what we did. I don't want the third and fourth line getting the looks, man. I love McLean, but there's a reason why we put that line together, right? Is for it to happen. So we got to take advantage of it, especially if we get a power play. We got to take advantage of it. I know it's hard now. There's the playoffs, and shit doesn't work all season, but we got to do something.
Yeah, I think having Pajot back would be great.
Oh, we love Pajot, man. He works with everybody.
He's a key guy both on the power play and on
skill guy.
Power play is non-existent. He's a key guy on penalty kill too. He wins the faceoffs, and that's what we need. Yeah. And then having him back would also allow us to kind of have more consistent lines, I think, because then you can get Holmstrom back with him. You can have Engvall on there or Lee, whoever they want to have. Move Engvall back up, whatever. Listen, if Fashion can prove himself, that'd be great. I mean, I don't know what was seeing. I think this is, like I said, just purely a move just because we're down a man. But who knows? Some people come alive during the playoffs, and they can be anybody. But McLean looking good.
Good man.
I love it.
Yeah, he's good.
I love it. The kid's a dog. I love that.
Definitely hustling.
And the only reason we've been able to have Cizikas on the top line and kind of round out that whole line is because of him anyway. Because he's been able to show that he can play this game,
just like anybody else on that line, man.
Yeah, just like everybody else there.
Sometimes injuries help us out. We get another guy in.
So what do you think of? What do you think should be the keys of next game? Say we don't get Pajot, right? We don't get Pajot back. We're going with Varley again. We have to.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna ride Varley.
No going with Sorokin again, right?
Yeah, no, I would ride Varley. I mean, unless we got to the second round and you thought maybe you want to give Sorokin a look or something, or if you've been up in this series, but I would ride Varley, and then my big thing is trying to get that first and second line the most looks, try to get more ice time with them. Definitely have the puck in their zone a lot. Like I said before, a lot of the puck time that we had was us capitalizing some mistakes and getting a few shots off of them. It wasn't really us just doing our passes and making plays on in the zone or in their zone. We didn't have a lot of zone time in there, so we got capitalized on a penalty. I mean, I feel like the hustle's there. The hustle's definitely there. Especially that second period. That second period usually have a meltdown, and we dominated it. So I'm hoping that we can work some kinks out, grab a dub. It's going to be hard, man. I mean, Carolina's a hard team. We know that. We knew that going into it. But, we'll see what happens. That's going to be the big thing. I want Barzal. My big thing, though, I want Barzal and Horvat to get looks. That's what we need. I don't, those are our goal scorers. And Palmieri and Nelson, too. Palmieri had a great chance, so I can't knock it. But we got to capitalize. I know Anderson's great, but he's only human. So it could happen.
Yeah, anything can happen.
So,
yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, I think we put a lot of shots on, which is good. We need to do that. We can get more bodies in front of the net, obstruct.
A lot of it was wrist shots too. There were close encounter wrist shots. There weren't those long slap shots. I think our goal was off the deflection, so that was nice. That's kind of our bread and butter lead. So that was good. But definitely, man, more screening, man, more plays, us setting it up, not just getting one here and there. We got to set it up. Take 30 seconds to a minute in their zone doing a cycle.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
it's never a bad play to. It's never a bad play to take a shot. The problem is where our faceoffs are so poor last game that
they were.
We couldn't. As soon as we did that, and now we're getting an offensive zone faceoff. But if we're not winning them, then what the fuck are we doing? I mean, it's fine. But we got to be able to win these faceoffs. Switch somebody around, whatever. And
that was tough because we pulled
without Pajot. We're struggling on those faceoffs because our faceoff guys are really just him, Horvat, and Cizikas. Those are our top faceoff guys, and Cizikas is playing on the wing right now. So
and that was tough when we pulled the goal. Wild pulls them early.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, it's going to be quick. You know what I mean? They're winning everything. They're winning every faceoff. So I knew once they pulled them. There was a third attempted shot on that. That's when they got it in. So
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, big game tomorrow, man. I don't know if I think it's a 7:00 game. I think it's a regular time game. Yesterday was 5 for us.
Yeah, for Saturday.
So I was kind of nervous. I'm like, fuck, it's an afternoon game, but it's kind of close to the nighttime, right?
Yeah, it's early evening.
They took out the other games though. I mean, Boston knocked the shit out of Toronto,
which is always good.
Oh my god, yo, he just smoked JT. Who else played last night?
That was it. Pretty sure.
That was it. Oh, that was it?
Pretty sure that was it.
Today's the big day.
Am I wrong?
They got the. Yeah, no, you're
I'm looking. Nobody make me feel bad. I'm looking.
Oh.
No, that was it.
That was it? Okay.
That was it.
So, I think today Rangers are on, right? Rangers and Caps.
Rangers and Caps. They play at 3, actually. Play at 3.
What time is it? Oh, it's almost 3 now. Yeah, man. So.
Yeah, I mean, if I would love for them to fucking lose, but if we somehow win this series and the Rangers win, I would love that because then we can play them in the second round. That's perfect for everybody. That's what I think. Everybody would love to see that. It's good for hockey. Good for hockey. We have a big story too. We haven't had that in a very long time. So
it was at 93 the last time that was.
So Yeah, it's definitely something that we need, and I would love. But we got to get through. We got to get through the best team in the East right now. That's what we got to do.
Very good team. Very good team to play with. I mean, what do you think? What do you want for next game? I know we talked about the cycle and everything. Anything else different? I mean, what do you think?
I want Pajot back if he can come back, but
I'm glad we got Dobson
I
back.
I see a lot of people say that and it's good to have Dobson.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people on Twitter, especially, say that he's like a waste and we got to get rid of him and this whole shit. I'm like, he does all the little things right.
I saw a kid.
Pay attention to.
I saw a kid. I don't remember if it was like a hockey meme page or just a random fucking person. They posted Sorokin on the bench with this, with the hat on and everything, saying, "Oh, this should be my profile pic for the rest of the series." I'm like, I don't think we made a bad call. Fucking putting Varley in, like, stop. We lost the game. Like,
yeah,
you can't blame anything. It wasn't a bad game.
Yeah.
It's a loss. It's what was a bad game? The fucking St. Louis Blue games in February. That's a bad game. You know, that's a bad game. You know,
or the San Jose game.
Or the San Jose. That's a bad game. Losing the first game on the road in the playoffs against a monster, it's not a bad game, man. Like I said, someone's got to lose.
Yeah.
Even if we beat Carolina, like, what do you think Carolina fans are going to say? Oh, like, they're a very good team. Like, both teams are good. They're both in the playoffs. They're competing for the Stanley Cup. So it's not a bad game. It wasn't 5-0. It wasn't 5-1. It wasn't like the Boston-Toronto game. It was 2-1 until the last, 40 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
Both goalies are studs. It's just one team outplay the other one, man. That's it. It's not a bad game, though,
It's one team could finish and one team couldn't.
I agree. Yeah, I mean,
that's really what it is.
Comes down to, man. And like I said, I think we played better. I think we did. Between the second and third period, I think we out-hustled them. I thought we had more shots on goal. Just couldn't get it in, And I said that on Instagram. Like, I think the better team just didn't win this time. I felt we played with a lot more heart. Definitely a lot more hustle. I mean, Cizikas and Riley, very chippy. I loved it. It's kind of cool. Even Bartuz. I mean, I don't know if it was a small thing, but like they were on the power play, right? And Bartuza literally just threw himself with the poke check. And, knocked it. Like, dude, like that stuff, like little things like that, like guys notice, like, it's not, they're not just going through the motions. Like, they know what's on the line. And like I said, it's not just another season. You know what I mean? Like, it's a postseason, man. It's not another game. It's not a throwaway. It's not a game in November. It's April hockey, So it means something. It's good. So, like I said, it sucks. We lost, but we're back at it, man.
No, listen.
Your brother's a dick.
Yes. Come on, this guy. Let's go. Nobody cares about the Rangers, Mike. Nobody cares. There's two Mikes in here, and we don't care about either of those teams. No, I mean we.
Case probably talking about the Albany River Rats.
We showed at least Riley in particular, Cizikas, McLean, Horvat. Guys that are always showing consistency through every game. We have to show that sense of urgency. This is playoffs time. This is not a game in November, like you said. We have to have that urgency because every game fucking matters more and more now.
Yeah, you got to leave it all out there, man. You got to leave everything out there.
You got to put your nuts on the table.
That's and you're not going to, like I said, come October, it's going to be a different team, man. And it sucks to say, but that's the reality of it. Yeah. The same jerseys are not going to be in the ice next year. So you got to. No. And it sucks, So.
And I'm sure a lot of these guys.
Yeah. I like this team a lot. I definitely want a few. I mean, I want most of them back. There's a few guys you could leave out, like Wallstrom. But,
Wallstrom was your boy early, man. Not anymore. Fuck that guy.
Nah, yeah, I know. Wallstrom and Gauthier. I thought those were going to be two guys that I was expecting a lot of this season, and it just didn't happen.
Well, Gauthier got the shaft for no reason. I don't know.
Gauthier did get the shaft. I mean, I feel like he's better than Fasching, but I mean,
100%. 100%. At least this season in particular, he has been.
He scored in Bridgeport yesterday. So,
but no, I mean, listen, the team has to have this urgency. A lot of guys are probably thinking this might be their last, season with an NHL team potentially.
Like Bartuza. Bartuza's like one of those guys.
Yeah. So Clutterbuck, Martin. As much as I don't want them to go, because I love Martin, I want him to retire a fucking Islander.
I think he will.
I think he will. It's None can make another NHL roster. Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of here! Like you're fucking. Jesus.
I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm not trying to be a dick in any way, but like, I feel like Clutterbuck and Martin, like,
we need youth.
Maybe like, yeah, they'll go to another team for a year or so, but that's it, though. You know what I mean?
We need youth. Fourth lines are
they'll
young.
sign to like an AHL contract, an AHL 2-way contract. They'll play a season or so, and that's it. You know what I mean?
We have to evolve with the times. Fourth lines are young. Fourth lines can score.
Yeah.
There's with Carolina, every line plays the same.
I feel like next year we should next year we should bring up Ishikov. I mean, if he's this much of a stud, I feel that means
I was saying, if he gets stronger on the puck and proves himself in training camp, then
he's a guy that, like, if he's got the face-offs, and he was a stud in Bridgeport, so I'm hoping like that's the guy you can bring up and you could work with, the fourth line. Like if we put Zizekas back on it, or if he's going to stay. Like I said, I mean, this is a whole off-season thing. There's so much to get into, but I mean, there's definitely potential in our farm system, and obviously outside of it, we're going to find some guys on the waiver wire and so on. Like a great pickup we had this year was Riley, and I want him back next year. I think he's absolute savage, man, and he only got better throughout the season. Fast on the puck, aggressive. Same with Zizekas. Zizekas hasn't played this good in a long time.
Yeah,
I
feel he's getting the looks now.
Oh my god! Like I've never seen this. Usually, Zizekas I just see like as a hump and dump player. He does what he has to do, and that's it. He knew like his role. Now it's just different. You know what I mean? Now it's like he's scoring goals, he's getting looks. He's not a power play. I've been watching the Islanders for 12 years now, 12, 13 years, and I've never seen Zizekas on a power play. So I don't know, man. It's different. It's good. So like, using our guys in different ways is nice. But yeah, man. We'll see. I mean, like I said, this is all after the season. But I mean, we got to focus on tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big game. So hopefully,
focus on right now. Focus on this series, one game at a time. We'll see what happens if they bring the strong play that they brought last night.
Yeah,
and they clean up a little bit, and then they focus on getting some
keep them off the power
chances.
Play. Keep them off the fucking power play.
Keep them off the power play, and I don't care if we get on the power play. They would just don't do anything. Keep it 5-on-5.
Yeah,
do your fucking darnest to keep everything fucking 5-on-5. That's our best game is 5-on-5. So let's hope for more of the same. Next game, clean up a little bit and get some good quality chances. And find a way to solve Anderson. We solve Anderson, we win this game.
I feel like if there's another goalie besides Anderson in the playoffs right now, it would have been I don't know, 3-2 us. I feel like that though we had some good looks on him.
Who knows? Yeah, it could have gone. He was playing out of his skin, and he's redeeming himself from last season because Anderson did not have that strong of a season last year, but this year he did.
Sometimes your goals just get hot, man. Like we had Grice, I think it was 2016 or so, and he turned into something else. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens. Same with Halak. Remember, we had Yaroslav Halak, who ended up being an NHL, who was in the All-Star game for 2015.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
Great. He was great.
So guys just find their rhythm, and that's it. You ride it. So,
yeah, exactly. Dump and chase. All right.
Yeah, that's
enough of this. Pray for divine intervention. That's what we need, Scotty. Divine intervention. We need some players to wake up, be urgent, and play hard like they did last game. And if we finish, then we'll be all right. Because right now, that's what it was. Finishing was not there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Sunny Days at the Racetrack.
All right,
Thank you to everyone that was ragging us the whole fucking time in the comments. I appreciate it. Thank you for viewing. We got up to 5 viewers. Look at that. Big viewership.
Oh, big viewership.
Big. And let's go Islanders. Let's go Belmont boys. We will see what happens tomorrow night at 7.
See you next time, guys.